Jungle Beats motherfucking radio. What's up? What's up with you?
What up, Jungle Beats Radio? We on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. That's the place to be. It's where we post little snippets to these videos. Hit it up. All right, Lupe Fiasco, Drogas Light.
And
now you know a lot about Lupe Fiasco. He's your dude, you know.
Lupe, my man. I've been following him since Food and Liquor. I fuck with Food and Liquor. I fuck with The Cool. Both classic albums in my book. Lasers was Food and Liquor 2 was Tetsuo and Youth back up there.
God damn, Tetsuo and Youth, something good, something special.
Tetsuo and Youth still needs a bit more time to see about whether I want to put it in the classic category, but I keep going back to it. I listened to it a lot last year. It took me probably a good year to actually appreciate it for what it was. And I'm really excited to hear what he's got next, because I know that a lot of his stuff has been delayed or cancelled, and Drogas is now Drogas Light for whatever reason, which I'm guessing we'll find out.
It's finally out.
It's finally out.
Lupe Fiasco reviewed his own album. We're going to look at that at the end to see exactly what that means if you're a little confused.
And I was like, what sort of man reviews their own shit?
We're about to find out at the end of it. This is Drogas Light, and I really fuck with Lupe. Oh, from Tetsuo and Youth explicitly. I really enjoyed that album, and I don't know what to expect. So the Light, is this because he has to get this album out the way to get off his label, correct?
I think so. And also, I don't know if this is, because he said he was going to release 3 albums, so I don't know if this is his trap influence album or if it's not. So I don't know what I'm going to get. Because I know that one of the albums he was making was trap influence. So
I want some of that shit. All right.
I don't.
Track 1, Dopamine Lit. Intro.
Plays on my mind like stage, stage full wide like fades, face to the back like J's, waiting from behind like K's. Bass shaking in my left like Jagger Jonah, curse and having seizures. Jesus, what's an unbeliever to a preacher? This ain't the kind of rap the ops and the dots like. Toe track, put the back on the spotlight. Try to eat the serve snacks at the cop. He knew entertainment unit, the balls that can't fit us. Who the Ghostbusters gon' call to come get us, man? Hey, over D off of this, but baby don't die till the dopamine hit you. Hey, this one ain't for bail. You can straight the album on. Over D off of this, but don't fall asleep till the dopamine hit. Hey, hanging on the half face, half naked hoes, they be dressing just like X-rays. Write it all the way through, don't like nothing play. This one ain't for bail. You can straight the album on Silk Road.
Lupe! Holy shit!
That's how you start an album.
I'm gonna need me more of that.
Oh, that's how you start an album.
I'm gonna need me more of that.
That's Dopamine Lit.
Holy shit! Lupe Fiasco, where the fuck you been, man? That was fucking flames. The way that he pulled the beat, brought it back. Pulled the beat, brought it back. And his flow was fucking service speedy, man. It was fucking nasty, man.
Hit me in the fucking forehead. Pause.
That was fucking dope.
I agree, man.
For me.
Hit me with the bars, man. Shit. Shit.
Who produced that?
Someone dope. Alright.
God damn.
Track 2.
God damn.
NGL featuring Ty Dolla $ign.
Ty Dolla, he worked on his last album with.
Cause you hear shots, mean another nigga got his teardrops, and you call his phone and ain't picking up, and your stomach hurting, that fear drops. I hope a nigga ain't loose.
Oh god.
Holy damn!
Nice.
2 from at the start of the track, I was like, oh yeah, it's sort of so, but it built, and Ty Dolla in the background back and forth, and Lupe sort of, oh bro.
The Ty Dolla $ign feature was just like Big Sean did with Jeremiah.
Yeah. The right amount, not overdone.
Exactly, man.
And just a little bit at the end there for Ty Dolla. It really just spices up the track. I think more artists need to be doing what these artists are doing with R&B artists. The R&B artist doesn't need that full verse or the full shine.
Man, we don't need a verse.
The same what the R&B artist can do for a rapper. The rapper can just be in the background, just doing like a lazy hook or a bit of a few ad-libs. Like, I don't know, man. That just really worked. That was a really good track.
Agreed.
Especially after an intro that was just so heavily, like, fueled, man. Because I thought after the intro, I was like, oh, it's just losing that energy a bit, but it built it back up. I'm really impressed right now.
Another quality track.
It's only 2 tracks in, but I'm really impressed. Because to go from Tetsuo and Youth to what we're hearing right now, fucking hell, man. Fucking hell.
All right. So far, so great.
Whew.
Track 3, Promise. something there. I promise, I promise, I promise. Repeat it, repeat it, repeat it.
Yo, what makes you think, for an artist as influential, crazy, and artistic as Lupe, what makes a man like Lupe want to make a trap album? What makes a man like Lupe want to make a trap album? And so far the lyrics have been a little diverse, but on that track, I was like, cool, what's he gonna take with it? The same shit the whole song. I went from being hyped as fuck to bored as fuck. But then the lyrics make me think, is he doing this on purpose? Is he just saying, this is what trap music is today? People are gonna love this track because I know they're gonna fucking like it.
And look how easily it is for me to repeat it.
It's like on his song Switch. If you've heard Lupe Fiasco Switch, he imitates about 5 famous rappers at the time on the track to show, look, I can do these flows. It's easy. I can do anything. I'm the fucking rap god. Have you heard it?
No, I haven't.
We'll do it later, but like...
Alright.
But yeah, man, like, I think there's a bit there. I think he's definitely just saying this is how easy it is to make trap music. And maybe after the track is going to show you, cool, this is how easy it is to do, but I'm going to do it my way now. Because the first 2 tracks were fire.
And, you know, it's kind of he starts off with the chorus, I promise, I promise, I promise.
Yeah.
I keep it 100, I keep it 1,000, I keep it 10,000. So it's like, okay, don't worry, guys. I got you. I'm going to keep it real.
Yeah.
But the noticeably dumbed down lyrics are a mockery of the new style of bars, which are exemplified in the repeat it, repeat it, repeat it lines in the hook. This song could be seen as a diss as Drake, as they had a slight beef in 2016. Lupe utilizes and mocks Drake's flow to show how the new age of artists are weak, how easy it is to produce their type of music.
Which it is, because see me at the start of the track, I was getting into it, and then I end up just opening my ears up, and just being like, hold up. He's just playing the game.
I fuck with Lupe.
He's playing the game.
Track 4, Made in the USA, featuring Bianca Sings.
My Glock came from Smyrna, Georgia. My F-15 from California.
I wonder if...
You said something about lasers, though, before the camera cut off.
Oh, I said that, like, even Lasers is better. Actually, I don't think Lasers was a bad album, but Lasers was his album that I didn't like the most of anything he's put out. And Lasers, compared to what I just heard now, is better, because it actually, everything sort of works and fits together as much as some of the beats do. The pop appeal is what drew me away from the project, but this one's all over the place. And I feel like that when he reviews this album, is he going to review it in a way which he explains everything so that it makes sense, or is he going to review it in a way of being like, this album I made is sort of a joking way? Because you know what I mentioned before about the whole message and about how each track is like him saying he can do it better? Maybe he's going to review it in that light and give it like a 5 out of 10 and be like, I see what you're trying to do here. Like, maybe that's the point of him doing this album. Maybe he's going to give it an average review because he feels that's what it is, but that's what he can do. I don't fucking know. All I know is that I didn't enjoy this album, and I hope I know what he was doing with it. And some of the tracks in here are flames and really catchy. Like, the track of Big Crit Rick Ross was definitely a highlight. The first track was a massive
Dopamine
highlight. Second track was great with Ty Dolla.
NGL, Tranquilla with Ross.
Yeah, there's probably 5 tracks in this album.
Jump really featuring Jizzle wasn't bad.
Jump was a good track. But overall, I really don't like this album. I'm going to go back to the tracks because some of the tracks bang. Like, really bang. I don't know, man. I'm really disappointed right now, and I need an explanation from Lupe as to what the fuck's going on. Because if this album is a joke, then why the fuck do you do it as I don't get it, man. I don't fuck.
Well, it might be to get off the label, like I've heard, to push one more out so we can get the official Drogos out.
Yeah, man, but this still would have taken time to do.
Yeah, it would have.
And if you want to get the label, get off in style. Even if you like fuck that label, just I don't know, man. Like I'm lost. I'm at a loss for words after all.
You got a little salt, but as expected, I'm sure many other fans feel maybe similar.
Dude, after Testimony Youth.
Yeah, man, tell me about it. That's a great after Testimony Youth. Yeah, because that was very cohesive, very directional, very beautiful, focused piece.
Lyrically beautiful, man.
Art piece.
Yeah.
This all over the place, not cohesive. The last half was more lackluster to the first half. A bit of everything. Now, I'll go back for tracks, not the album. Okay. Now, Lupe Fiasco reviewed his album, and in his tweet, he said, a review of his new album, the only review of Drogas Light, that matters. So, just...
Of course, his own.
Just discrediting everybody else who takes the time. Jungle Beats Radio. Yes, do you want me to read it out loud? Do you want to...
Oh, no, read it out loud.
Alright. A review of Drogas Light by Lupe Fiasco. Yeah. Where do we go from here? This is the question that takes center stage in the mind of controversially brilliant rapper Lupe Fiasco on the heels of his masterpiece, fifth album, Testo and Youth, which was also signaled the end of his industrial recording career. Looking over a career which spanned more than a decade, he's from Chicago?
Yeah.
Chicago fucking talent.
Yeah, man.
Reflects on his highs and lows. I mean, what is there more to prove, he says rather ambivalently, and more importantly, to whom? When I was young, I had one goal in mind, to be one of the best MCs in the world, and I crossed that threshold almost 15 years ago when Jay-Z, one of my lyrical heroes, gave me his seal of approval. 15 years ago?
Do you remember when Kanye West got him on Touch the Sky?
Yeah.
You know who hooked him up with Kanye West? Jay-Z.
Oh, was it Jay?
Jay-Z.
My initial mission was complete, so to speak. The fastidious MC does make a pretty good case for himself. Lupe has been able to navigate a very rapidly changing landscape of cultural trends and technologies in the commercial music space while still holding down a solid reputation of being one of the premier rappers. His latest effort, Drogas Light, is somewhat of a mixed bag. It hosts a wide range of musical themes, from trap to disco to gospel to light touches of lyrical and technical skill from the MC. But while some may think the album is supposed to express his value as a rapper, Lupe has something more live, in brackets, or in quotation, in mind. Okay? Drogas Light is a refinement of lasers. Period. I think it's pretty clear. Over my commercial career, there naturally started to develop two Lupes. A very conceptually and lyrical dense Lupe, which is what we get from Testo and Youth, and a light Lupe. Champagne Verses and Moonshine is probably the best analogy. And they each had a rather good output of material, albeit for two very different audiences. And when I say audience, I literally mean the audiences at live concerts, which always has been the main focus. Straight at Moonshine, Lupe live performances are decent at best. At worst, they become too heady and unentertaining. However, Champagne Lupe performances are super lit. So it's finding a balance between the two, but sometimes it's not about trying to balance it all, but letting one just take over completely. And since I don't have a label or personal pressures to please everybody repeatedly on my back, I felt it's best to distill the best works from each side separately as opposed to clumsily trying to blend them.
It didn't work.
So essentially he's saying he felt it was best to distill each of his best works into one. Essentially what Life of Pablo did for Kanye, or what people calling Life of Pablo for Kanye.
But Life of Pablo was a good album.
Yes, it was.
This was a shit album.
Did that make sense to you?
It did in a way. It's like he said. It's like he said. He's drawn. He says like Champagne music. There's different type of Lupe.
Yeah.
It's just like some of it doesn't trans well live, and some of it doesn't. But I've seen Lupe live, and he's probably one of the best rappers I've ever seen live. Because I saw him on the Cool tour, and it was amazing.
Okay.
But after that, he has done a lot more. He's done Lasers, he's done Tetsuo, he's done like everything he's done after that has been he's broadened his horizon in terms of his musical talents and genres. So he has like in terms of this album, he has like gotten each parts of him as a rapper and put it on this album. Like the trap influences and the electro influence come from a lot of his mixtapes. There are a few tracks that do give you a sort of slight the cool feels, the Lasers. Like I do get what he's saying, but some of the pop stuff, Lasers, like I don't feel like saying it's a refinement of Lasers is utter bullshit. Lasers doesn't sound anything like this album. I'm sorry, Lupe, but you're fucking nuts if you think this is a refinement of Lasers. It's fucking not. I get what he's saying, but if he's saying that he's grabbed a whole bunch of stuff to make it like parts of him and all for like to sound better live, I still don't get what he's doing. I feel like that explanation doesn't really do much for me. I feel like it's him trying to explain why he put out a shit album. And yeah, I think that review is trash.
You even say his album's trash, his review's trash.
His review's trash.
But at least we understand, like, conceptually what he was trying to go for. He was trying to
go for.
Yeah, he was trying to go for. Obviously, it's up to the person's subjective opinion and personal view whether they think he achieved that.
Well, like I said, I still admire him for what he's trying to do, but I don't have to like it.
Right, 100%. And there's another thing he wrote in regards to constructing the album, the Loquacious Luddite. What is that? Do you ever heard of that? No. Loquacious Luddite. Okay. Loquacious means tending to talk a great deal. And Luddite means a member of any band of English workers who destroyed machinery. especially in cotton and woolen
There's
mills.
a reason I don't have a large vocabulary.
Lupe does. In regards to constructing the album, the loquacious Luddite took a very hands-off approach. I don't know what that sentence means. I kind of just let the pieces fall where they may. Light is more of a curation of pre-existing material which shared similar properties. The majority of the album is from the vaults, and only a few new pieces were actually put down to fill out the vision.
Wow, so a lot of the tracks from this album are actually old pieces that he's brought back to life.
Huh.
So maybe a lot of these tracks are leftovers from albums that he's, like, every album that he's done. Like he said, it's pieces of that. Which is why this album isn't cohesive at all.
Anything that challenged the light feel of the album overall was rejected immediately. Anything that felt too jazzy or too lyrical or conceptually dense was not used so as to preserve the quality and tone of the next album, Drogas, which is coming in a few months after Drogas Light.
Thank fuck.
So it's a method to the madness as we wind down to the next phase of my career, which is no albums at all. Which I'm very excited about because I feel there is really nothing more of value or interest I can do under the album format without repeating myself or setting unrealistic expectations. And that's a great point.
I think, like, why force lyrics? Why force a story when you don't have one and you've told it?
Right.
Only make one if you feel that you have another one to tell. I reckon that's why Eminem hasn't put out much music lately, because he's told his story. He's told it time again. I feel like when Jay-Z makes music now, sure, he can still spit bars, he can still make good, like, double entendres, but he's not really saying too much, is he? Compared to what he was saying in his other albums.
Right. Great point. And that's great. It's a challenge of an artist, right? To reach that pinnacle, to reach that stage, all these albums, all these great, all these things you've created, starts to get monotonous.
I feel like that what he said at the end here, that's a bit of respect for me, and that gives me a lot more understanding as to this album too.
And the last little paragraph, with knocking beats and playful brushstrokes from a master, taking it easy, Drogas Light still possesses the classic Lupe direct social commentary and imaginative storytelling, which solidified his place in the game so many years ago, and looking forward potentially for so many years to come. 7 out of 10.
I was right on that regard. I thought he'd give it a fucking low score. Well, it's not really low though.
7 out of 10?
Actually, it's alright.
It's not low.
I thought he'd give himself a 10 because it's Lupe. I'd give this album a 3 out of 10. And that's been generous.
I don't give ratings.
Yeah, we don't. That's the good thing about the channel. We don't give ratings.
I don't care for ratings. Ask me tomorrow, it'll change. Ask me next week, it'll change.
Exactly.
It's based on the current moment, and the current moment is chaotically changing. Anyway, that's Drogas Light, Jungle Beats Radio. Thank you for watching. Yeah, I like that. That was a little punchy. That was good.
Yep, so if you're a fan of Lupe, don't check this out. Now check it, you'll fucking hate it. Like I did. If you like Taylor Swift, check this album out. You'll love it.
I mean, I'm looking forward to Drogas.
Yeah, so am I. If he says that what he's saved, like because a lot of this album he said was from the vault, so he probably didn't even work hard for this album. He's probably just trying to get his label. But if he said that Drogas has all the stuff that he wants to be saying, what he feels like, because he felt like everything that lyrically and was whatever he wanted to do, his label didn't want to put on there. They didn't want it, but like I don't know. I'm excited. All right, we're fucking done. Fuck this album. Fuck this whole review. Fuck Lupe. Let's fucking.
Can you hit it? Wait, I got one. Yeah, go hit it.